Oh my gosh, guys, it's Zelfie and Mia, your two favorite reviewers, at least for
Yeah,
probably one of you guys.
I'm sure Sev out there loves us.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
Sev.
we gotta be someone's favorite reviewers out there, right?
Really,
Anyways,
although we haven't reviewed a set in like how long?
it, I don't think we've done it since like Paldea evolved.
Yeah.
Maybe they stopped
Well,
making bad sets.
yeah. Like there
Anyways,
literally was nothing to talk about with Obsidian and Paradox Rift is actually relevant. We just were jaded.
yeah, all right, cool. We're going over temporal forces, or in the Japanese, it's wild force and cyber judge. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started with the items here. So we got
Yeah,
order box, search your deck for two item cards, reveal it. Wow,
that's crazy. Anyways, Iono?
yeah. Like the only time you want to use this is going first, and then you get Iona anyway. So like, eat
Yeah.
shit. Uh, we
I
got
mean,
ace
there's some decks that
specs.
don't play Iono, I guess.
Yeah, you may be lucky to get your order box off after wasting your whole turn one. Um, or you could draw three cards of Rotom. Yo,
And then get Iono'd anyways.
yeah. All right. Now we have Awakening Drum. We have seven ace specs in the whole set.
Yeah. I think there's 6 trainers and an energy.
Yeah, I believe that's how it is. So, Awakening Drum draws a card for each of your ancient Pokemon play. So, if you happen to have six ancient Pokemon, you're going to be able to draw six cards off this. Um, it's an item too, so you're not using your supporter per turn for this.
Yeah. I do actually really like how none of the ace specs are just like hyper generic consistency tools like comp search and dowsing machine, only
Uh,
because it means we might actually see different ace specs.
I think there's
Although
like
there is one that's just better than the others.
Yeah, I do think there's like three really good ace specs, one really bad one, and then one that's like okay. I think this one falls into the okay category. It's just the type
Yeah,
of card that's like, why do you need this? And I'm also
yeah,
not sure if ancient Pokemon is like a swarming archetype. Like if you gave this to Future, I could see Future doing a lot more with this, just because there's
yeah,
so many like Future Pokemon out that like buff other shit up or set other things up. But with the ancient
yeah,
guys, they're all kind of hit big.
yeah. Imagine, if you will, they gave this to future Pokemon, and also the first Miraidon was a future Pokemon.
Oh my god. Turn one. You just tandem unit everything out. I was like, okay, I'm drawing six cards now.
It would be so funny.
Yo, you can draw all your Ejets and then with them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think this
Anyways,
card's okay. I just don't think
yeah,
it's better than any of the other ones. I think some decks, like Roaring Moon, for example, the pre-existing ancient deck already, really wants the broken one.
yeah. No, Roaring Moon is not going to play this to draw like 2 cards.
Right. So,
All right. Do we want to get onto a broken non-ace spec?
oh yeah. So this is coming when rotation hits, which means we're losing Battle VIP Pass, or that's what I would have said if we weren't getting Battle VIP Pass Electric Boogaloo.
Like, yeah, this is worse than Battle VIP Pass because it can't grab anything, but it's better because it's not dead after turn one.
Yeah,
And also, Lost Fox can just get comface with it, so it's like it'll never left.
yeah.
2 more years, baby. 2 more years.
I think the other notable thing too, and I have live pulled up on the recording too, is that we have the Ditto for 151 with 60
Oh my
HP.
god, you're so right.
So if it's in the active on your first turn, you get to search your deck for any basic Pokemon. So this still allows you to grab Pokemon with more than 70 HP if you so need
Yeah.
to. You'll probably be paying
Provided you can
retreat cost.
retreat the active.
Yeah, you'll probably have to pay retreat costs somewhere. Um, but like a Lost deck could really use this super well because they're always swapping around a lot, so you get the deck thin extra.
Yeah.
Um, and then any deck that really needs to set up like a big HP Pokemon, like I could see this game like Roto-V out, for example, possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not thrilled about this card only because it gives the best deck in the format a way to dodge rotation.
Let's go. Lost Box
Two
always
more
wins.
years. 2 more years.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the card is really good. It's probably going to be bought in four ofs. It's gonna be an integral
Yeah.
part about law decks too.
I mean, like every deck is already running VIP Pass, and because we're transitioning into like Zards can play this, whereas something like Mew can't.
Yeah,
So any of the newer decks, albeit Mew's rotating, so not the best example,
right.
likely are just not gonna be affected by the loss of VIP Pass because of this card.
Yeah, but like a deck like Roaring Moon or Raging Bolt doesn't have the best way of taking advantage of this, at least as far as I know
Yeah.
of. Maybe they're able to squeeze in all the Ditto stuff, but I think they're probably just better off with like Nest Ball and other stuff.
Yeah.
We have Emergency Board. You pay one less to retreat, but if that Pokemon's already less HP, it has no retreat. Uh, so you basically
I'm
just
glad
ignore
we are
that
just
second line of text, right?
I love progression here because Floatstone was clearly too good, so they printed Air Balloon, but Air Balloon was also clearly too good, so now we're at this.
Yeah. This is like I mean, we had a U-turn board or skateboard, whatever it was,
Yeah,
um, which is okay. And most of the Pokemon that have skills that do something in the active and then want to retreat out have one cost retreat anyways. So like
yeah,
ultimately, you ignore the second text on this, and then maybe if you're in a fringe situation where you really need to get something out of the active, um, text box two comes up, but you're never building around text box two.
yeah. I don't know. It buffs Comfey, but Comfey Jet Energy is better than this, so I'm not.
I mean,
Remember how every set when we used to do this, we'd just go, "Oh my god, this buffs Mew." I think we're gonna do that again with a different deck.
yeah. I think this tool card is really good. I think you still play a copy of this in Lost Box because even if Jet
Yeah.
Energy is better, this is also a lost vacuum target, which is really relevant for
Oh yeah,
getting
good
into seven
point.
quickly.
I didn't even consider that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, like that was a huge thing before is that you can lost vacuum Euro and air balloons, and like nowadays,
Hmm.
at least how I play it is you lost vacuum like your artisans or whatever. I'm sure other lost box lists do that too. I haven't been keeping up too much with the modern list. They're all like all over the place.
I mean, the deck can run anything, so it will run anything, but I think Tina's the most popular build currently because
Yeah,
it lets you just murder Zard.
yeah. So they probably run like vacuums to get rid of their own path and things like that. So having a free retreat every turn, on top of also having the ability to lost vacuum it, really big for Lost Box. Unfortunately, we also lost Celebrations Mew, which would have been the other huge target of this.
Yeah,
Um, so I don't know what else you'd want to use this with. Like maybe Cleft Key, because we lost
yeah,
Escape Rope, and you can do things where you pivot into Cleft Key all the time.
yeah. I just realized we went on this huge tangent about Lost Fox doing it. Beach Court exists, and Lost Fox doesn't even play that, so
Yeah, I mean sometimes they do, but yeah, at least you don't give it to your opponent.
yeah, that's true.
Uh,
That might be the reason they don't run Beach Court, because realistically, it's probably because in the mirror it's just four dead cards or however many they run.
yeah, we have Maximum Belt, and I think this is another one of those really good tool cards. But this was also really specific because I think there's certain decks that like almost hit the threshold of being really like good with their damage, and then they just miss it. I think an example of
Yeah,
that would be like Blastoise EX because Blastoise EX is 280 damage. I think it's the
yeah,
bulkiest thing in the format at 360 HP,
oh
essentially.
yeah,
And so with this, you're able to one shot Charizard EX, which is so good.
oh yeah. And hey, like the good thing about all these tool aspects, spoiler, there's more than one.
Yeah.
We have Town Center legal, and it will be legal for a while, so
Yet we have Town Store and we have fucking Arvid. Like Tool Surge is at an
yeah.
all-time high. Um,
I don't know. This is probably the second best one.
yeah, like you could run this or you could run Prime Catcher. Prime Catcher is really good. We'll get to that one when we do. But this one
Yeah.
could allow you to like take out some really nasty KOs early on, and it forces your
Oh
opponent
yeah.
to catch up instead. Um, Especially when there's not a lot of easy ways to one-shot Pokemon right now. There's decks
Yeah.
that do scale damage, like Chiampao or Raging Bolt, and we also have Roaring Moon. But
Or
a lot of the
Torterra. We talk about
oh
Torterra all the
god,
time.
but a lot of the other like generic attackers, I guess not generic, but like other
Yeah,
attackers like Charizard, have to wait for their damage to build up, or even like Miraidon. So having an option to
yeah.
just amplify that by 50 is really huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This one's good. I don't know what else to say about it. Just be glad it's an ace spec.
Yeah. Next up we have Explorer's Guidance. Look at the top six cards and put two of them in your hand. So this is like it digs harder than
It's
Colress.
yeah. It's chorus for decks that want graveyard setup instead of lost zone setup, I guess.
I do believe that there is a Roaring Moon that scales off the cards in this card as well. So this one really chucks
Yeah.
a bunch of cards in there. So you're probably just playing it for like the ancient supporter tag, but sometimes it's more
Yeah.
helpful than that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like how Rapid Strike Malamar would run Corona, not because it wanted to use Corona, but because it needed it to fulfill damage.
Yeah, essentially that. We
Mm,
have Airy. Look at two item cards in your opponent's hand, discard them. Ooh.
Um, yeah, this card's crazy. I don't know what to say.
Uh, where do we play her? I mean, besides Stall, obviously.
Yeah. Like the thing is, blocks can use this to snipe out like a cross switcher or a perfume they're sitting on,
Yeah.
which is really just unbelievable.
I guess this card, when it exists in the same context as Countercatcher, is really disgusting. Because you get to
Yeah,
pull up the switch cards and then still pull something else into the active. And that's
yeah.
really tilting.
Like there's a bunch of hand rip cards in this set, and all of them are just like, what are you doing? You know we have block Snorlax, right?
Yeah. So, if this gets played, it's probably played in Control, but it's not played anywhere else.
Yeah. I don't think it needs to be, given that block is like a tier one deck right now.
Yeah. We have Morty's Conviction. You can only use this if you discard another card in your hand, and you draw a card for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is probably like
So it's just a direct upgrade over Zinnia, right? Or is Zinnia both players?
I think Zinnia draws for your opponent's active as well.
Oh,
I can pull that up.
yeah,
Trainers, Zinnia. So Zinnia will draw minimum one extra card.
yeah.
Yeah, but she discards two, which
Wouldn't
is
it
a
wouldn't
huge
it be like
cost to pay up front.
yeah? Wouldn't it be like maximum one extra card?
Um, yes. I mean,
But
technically, you can
anyway,
play Morty's Conviction, draw zero cards, and then you can play Zinnia's and draw one card.
I guess. But you're still going -1 both ways.
Yeah, I think Morty's is
I don't
slightly
know.
better because you don't want to pay up front. If you're
Yeah,
digging, um, I presume you're digging for like specific combo pieces, and discard two is a pretty hefty cost. Even when you're like behind, you don't want to discard two cards.
yeah. I don't know. Zinnia didn't see play, so I don't think this is going to.
I think this one has a higher chance of seeing play, but I also don't think that between like
Yeah,
Colress, Research, and Iono, or Arvid,
yeah.
or any of
And
the
like
other
the
like crack supporters we have right now,
yeah,
I don't think this one stands much of a chance.
yeah. Like if a lot of decks aren't playing research right now, this one has no shot at seeing play.
Yeah. Uh, we have Verbank City Gym too.
I cannot believe they reprinted this, but also it's fine because they are never going to reprint Laser ever again.
It took me until now to realize that this had another line of text that differentiated it from Verbank, because I thought this was literally just Verbank.
Yeah, I mean it is functionally just Burbank, but I don't know. Now Roaring Moon can play uh Brute Bonnet.
Yeah, I mean they already do for the extra chip damage. It's
Yeah,
nice for like going against Entei and things like that. And I actually think
yeah,
that between like Brute Bonnet, Sable or not Sableye, Radiant Sneasler, and then this,
yeah.
that's actually a pretty decent chunk of damage. This is
Like you're
50
stacking
damage.
an extra 50 damage.
Yeah, which might be relevant somewhere, but it's still hard to commit, your Radiant Pokemon, your Stadium, and having two bench slots and a tool already in play for an
Yeah.
extra 50 damage. But
Like
like,
in theory, you could do it with, I don't know, block lax somehow. but
Oh
then you
God.
poison your own Blocklax. But
Yo.
also, Blocklax doesn't need to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is definitely like an ancient stadium. Uh, I think the only two decks that might
Literally
want to use
ancient
it are like,
stadium.
yeah, I think like maybe Walkie Wake can use it because Walkie Wake's also immune to the poison. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a cool stadium.
I don't
I
know.
like it. I loved Verbeek.
I I I don't know. I'm getting like war flashbacks here.
Come on,
I'm
just hit
sure
your
it'll be
hands.
fine because the problem was laser and they are not stupid enough to reprint laser.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna get that one again.
Thank God for that.
And then we
But
have,
yeah, this card is terrifying.
yeah, and then we have Neo Upper Energy, um, where you can pay your A spec slot to run a double Rainbow Energy for Stage 2 Pokemon only, and you only get one copy of these, so it's not even reliable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also not searchable, so I feel like even decks that do benefit from it, like our standard stage 2 shout out Torterra, would just rather have the tool or Guzma Catcher.
I think I was thinking really hard about decks that might want to run this. I locked into Blastoise EX, and then I thought about how like every other A spec is so much besides maybe Master Ball,
Yeah,
every other A spec is so much better than this one.
yeah. Like
Like, are you
maybe
really gonna
Guardy plays
forfeit the
it, but
chance to play Guzma as an item to
yeah.
knock out Charizard EX or have 100 more fucking HP?
Yeah. Should we just talk about Prime Catcher?
It's coming up soon.
Okay.
But first, we're gonna go over hair clippers.
Oh God.
If I can type it out.
Uh, I'm just gonna say what I think we're all thinking. Fuck this card.
Hair clippers.
Hand clippers.
Oh God, yeah. This is certainly the card of all time. Oh, Prime Catcher is right after that. So hand
Yeah.
clippers, woo. Both players discard until they have 5 cards in their hand.
Remember how we talked about how Airy can just snipe cards out of your opponent's hand?
Yeah,
Now imagine you hand clippers them down to 5 and then you airy them in block lags.
yeah. It's a really good stall tool. I'm trying to think like if any aggro deck like just plays this too, because literally your
No,
opponent's hand size now is pretty bad. Um, like
no, this card exists for one deck and it will be absolutely broken in that one deck.
I think it's really good at block lax too. I think it might have
Yeah,
applications outside of that too. I mean, look at a card like
yeah.
Avery. Avery just generally fucks with the opponent and slows them down a lot. So like, if you're like
This is
trimming
true.
Blossom's hand size down without playing your Iono that turn, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Thank
Anyway,
God we
remember
have
when this
the
was an attack you had to use called Persian?
yeah. Thank God we have Amoonguss with the Surprise Spores ability. During your opponent's turn, if this card is discarded from your hand by the effect or attack or ability of your opponent's Pokemon, you may discard all your opponent's cards.
All of them. Get them out of there.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are ready to run one copy of Amoonguss in every deck.
We need a side deck. Like,
Dude, I just think it's so funny because I thought Amoonguss is just like a one for one. Like, oh, you discard this? Cool. I'm gonna like
yeah.
discard one card back.
No,
I didn't realize it ripped your entire opponent's hand. That has to be the
no,
funniest shit ever.
no. This is the kind of thing you would, or Amoonguss is the kind of thing you would run one at a local if people were playing block lags at your local just to really make them hate life.
Yeah, no, I'm running a single copy of this in every single fucking deck. It is so funny. I also just
Yeah.
like despise Blocklax almost as much as despise Mew, and I ran a Drapion
Yeah.
like almost every single one of my decks until that motherfucker rotated. So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why this card was printed. I don't understand why Control went from advancing a win condition to just sitting behind Snorlax.
yeah, the second time.
The second time, by the way.
Yeah. Uh, anyways, we can also talk about another frustrating card, Prime
Yeah,
Catcher.
Guzma Catcher.
Yeah. So this is an escape rope and a switch, but you choose both the targets.
Yeah. Or it's Guzma, but on an item card.
Yeah. Uh,
Anyway, I'm Here's something you pointed out to me when this card first got revealed. Arvin can search this and computer search with Forest Sealstone.
Yeah, isn't that fucking funny? Why they continue to make Arvin the singular best card in the game?
Yeah. Like, I mean, he deserves it, honestly. He's been
Yeah.
through enough.
Yeah. Um, so if you don't, if and none of the other aspects apply to you, right? We're not talking
Yeah.
about Master Ball here. This is like the generically best good one because it's
Yeah.
almost guaranteed to do something in every single game.
Like, there is no situation in which you do not want to see this card,
Yeah, and I think
unless
like
you're like researching it away or something.
right. So like on top of that, it's so controlled. So you can like if you're playing
Yeah.
like Iron Hands, it's like boom, you just pick whatever you want and Iron Hands it.
Yeah.
Are you playing Canceling Cologne, Radiant Greninja? Pull boom, pull that fucking Manaphy up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's so
Like,
free.
mhm. This is the best card in the game from the moment it releases.
Yeah,
There's no if, and, or buts about it. You will be running this in every deck that doesn't need one of the other ones.
yeah,
And
uh,
even then, like the 50 damage difference for the second best ace spec, it's like you can just get around that. You can
yeah,
just gizmo stuff.
yeah, right. Anyways, here's an aspect that I think is very funny. I like this one
Yeah.
a lot. You get the ramp
Like,
to every single future Pokemon in play.
yep. They really want to make future Pokemon a thing. It's like with Single and Rapid Strike, where you can tell they just like one more.
Yeah, I think
I
that there's
don't know if the future deck will be talking about wants this over Prime Catcher, though.
yeah, I thought about it a lot, and I would have said yes to this if Maridon did not get revealed.
Yeah. And that's
Because
something we'll talk
Maridon is
about later,
so
but
good. We'll talk about that one a little bit too, but I think like
yeah.
I don't think future Pokemon make enough use out of having like enough scattered energy in play. Because your
Yeah.
only payoff for having like all this random energy lying about is Iron Leaves, and Iron Leaves is okay, but at the end of the day, it's only a tech card.
Yeah.
You're only running it to hit Charizard mostly.
Yeah. No, realistically, you just play Guzma Catcher.
Yeah. Gizmo
Get
Catcher's
ready to hear that a lot.
yeah, it's really good.
Like, I
Especially when you
cannot
have
believe they printed this.
yeah, especially with our Valiant too. Like that's an extra 20
Yeah.
damage as well.
Especially with Arvin in the format. Like,
Yeah. Uh,
granted, Arvin can get the other good one, but
yeah. And then we have another funny ace spec. Uh, Pokemon
yeah.
this card is attached to gets 100 HP. That's a lot of HP.
Yeah. Remember like 3 minutes ago when we bitched about how they keep printing cards that make block lacks better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 280 HP Snorlax, have fun. Or
Oh,
250 or whatever.
yeah. And they have like Penny that just pick it back up. So,
Yeah. Bring
uh,
the tool back.
I'm really thankful that Lost Vacuum is still in the format because
Yeah.
even if every other case were like, oh, it kind of sucks that you lose the one ace spec that you built your entire deck for. Thank God we have a way of just getting rid of it off of Snorlax.
Yeah. Again, this is not going to see any play in anything except for Snorlax, but that's okay. Snorlax got a lot of buffs this time around, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think I still think Hero Escape is really funny because there's so
Yeah.
many big fucking Pokemon he attaches to. Like you could have Blastoise with like 460 HP. You have like
Dear God.
Torterra with 300. Even
Yeah.
like good Pokemon, like even just like your Charizard, right? Charizard has
Yeah. You put
430
this on a
HP.
Zard and it just lives forever.
Yeah. Um,
So I don't
Prime
know. It's
Catcher is
got
just
niche
way
use
more
outside
reactive.
of
It doesn't immediately lose the Lost Vacuum.
yeah. Like again, this kind of falls into the same realm as the other tool one of it's good, but most of the time you would rather play Prime Catcher.
Yeah. But it's funny. I like that this exists, except for
It is funny,
Snorlax.
except for Snorlax. Can we just rotate to Scarlet Violet on, please?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. This is the card I'm the most excited about.
Of course you are.
Dude. Okay, so if your Pokemon is exactly 4 retreat costs, you get to keep 3 energies from it and move it to something else when it gets knocked out. So, everyone's talking about you. put this in our hands, and our hands keeps three energies. And I suppose a Miraidon that's pretty good because that allows you to keep three of those energies in play, especially after losing Dynamotor, right? And
Yeah,
it
like
saves up
classy is
for
everything.
the big thing that you'd want to save those energies for is like a Raichu. So you hope that you
Yeah.
can Iron Hands early on to take two prizes against like Charizard, and then they evolve the Charizard, and if Raichu knocks out a Charizard from there, um, I kind of don't think that most. Where else would you play it? There's like that Future Box deck too. It allows you to keep all your energies in play and attach it to something
Yeah.
else or to another Iron Hands. Uh, but
Like
that
for the
those
most
aren't the
part,
ones I'm
this
really excited about.
yeah. For the
Yeah,
most part, this exists almost solely and is considered almost solely just because of Iron Hands.
yeah. But we can attach it to Melmetal EX and save all
You
those
can
fucking
also attach
energies.
it to Melmetal EX.
On top of that, there's a Metal Ramper in this deck. Dude, this is like the most exciting thing ever for like the biggest Melmetal fan out there. I am so
All one
unbelievably
Melmetal EX
happy.
fan in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's okay, I bring up Torterra every episode. We all have our
Yeah. So I it was so funny too because they revealed another card already earlier. And I was like, you know what? I'll build Melmetal. Finally time to build it. And they revealed this card. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I fucking needed.
All right. What about Crypto Bros deciphering?
Um, I love stacking cards on top of the deck. That is like my favorite mechanic.
Yeah.
A Rengar is one of my favorite cards, for example. And then I
Yeah.
really love Smooth over Mad Cargo. I think both of those cards are really good skill testing cards.
Yeah.
I think
Uh
that this version of the card is one of the lamest versions of that, like text though, unfortunately.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Assuming it ignoring that it rotates, you can use this to put like an Altaria on top of your deck, and then you can use Altaria to put this on top of your deck and do it again next turn.
Oh my gosh, you're so correct. Um, I
It
think the
exists.
card still has a lot of cute synergies though.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
if you play this, you can with like Bibarel or Radiant Greninja, you can essentially just draw any two cards from your deck.
yeah. You also have Gussy Pickaxe.
Hmm.
So if you have two of those, you can ram two fighting energies. You can use as a Kira VMAX. Use it with
Yeah.
Electrogen. You can use it with Metane. Um,
Like there
I
are things to do with it. It's just very bland.
Yeah. Well, I think everything that you can do with it is on the lower power level, where it's not going to
Yeah.
make a significant enough impact. Because you really don't want to play your supporter to have it combo with other cards, right?
Yeah.
Typically, the better supporters are like Melody, which just ramping the energy and then draw you three cards anyways. This one,
Yeah.
like, only sets you up to do all that shit. Cool. So, we got Crypto
Cool.
Bro out of the way. You want to talk about
Yeah.
Salvatore?
I would love to talk about Salvatore.
Yeah. Go for it.
I don't know what would you would do with it, but I like it.
You
It's
don't
fun.
know what to do with this?
What would you recommend doing with this?
Oh boy. So there's one card in the set that we'll talk about when we get to it, but the immediate example that comes to mind is Banette EX
Yeah.
for turn one item block.
Yeah. Turn one
Yeah,
going second item lock, which is a little less good than what Seismitoad was doing all those years ago.
yeah. I also think
But
that
it is the first card that produces turn one item lock in a very long time, so
uh technically not true. We just came out of a format where we could have done that.
oh, pick a volt.
Yeah. If Vigavolt was
Forgot about
decently
that.
strong, I do think that unfortunately Vigavolt actually does more damage. And I think doing
Yeah,
50 compared to 30 is a really big difference.
yeah. Also, I don't know, I feel like a lot of decks can get fine without items now. Like Lost Box will just comface a bunch.
Maybe.
So,
With the
yeah,
new tool, at least. Because tools aren't counted as items anymore.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as thrilled about this as I would be. I'm glad it doesn't allow for abilities,
Yeah, I'm
just
glad this card
because,
is restricted the way it is.
yeah, they're actually attempting to future-proof it, unlike Wally, which is nice, but it also makes it a lot less interesting outside of stage ones with lock abilities, pretty much.
Yeah,
I guess for Gardevoir going second, you can evolve into the Curlia that fetches three other Curlia,
the one that
but
rotates.
oh shit, it does rotate, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought the
Never
same thing
mind,
too.
never mind.
Yeah. We have Bianca's Sincerity. Heal all damage when your Pokemon 30 or less HP. How are you First off, I can't believe they massacred my Lady Cheryl like this. Second off, how are you setting this up?
Hear me out, hear me out.
Yeah.
This card hard counters Sarina EX.
Oh my god. Sure. Sure, why not, right?
Let's make
The
sure to
most
put it in your
relevant.
non-existent side deck for
I'm so
Serena
glad we
EX.
created like 30 tech cards a set just to beat Serena because Serena was getting too out of hand.
I did actually play against a Serena EX deck at my locals once.
um, I like, I like both like and hate the card because I think like the restriction on it is cool. There's just no way to manufacture it.
Yeah. Like, this is another one of those cards. I made the joke with the skateboard earlier.
Yeah,
Like, we had Max Potion, and Max Potion was too broken, and we had Cheryl, and Cheryl was too broken.
yeah,
Like, they are just watering down all the broken item cards from Black and White era to see if they can actually make one that's balanced.
yeah. We have Full Metal Lab. This is the most metal stadium to ever metal.
It's so metal.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, I'm sure there will be some decks that play it. Like, I don't know. I've been tinkering with Aegislash, and my build doesn't run any stadiums, but I don't think this is good enough to warrant running.
Yeah, I thought about it as like, oh, maybe I could run it Mel Metal because it makes him slightly tankier. And I thought of that as like, you really want Town Store because you really want to grab the baton.
Yeah. Like, you just want. We just have so many consistency boosting stadiums in this era.
Yeah,
And I think you just always want one of those, or I guess Path and Temple of Sinnoh are both. No, Temple of Sinnoh's not.
there
But
might
Path is rotating.
there might come a time where there's a metal Pokemon who barely dodges a certain attack threshold with this, and that's where it becomes relevant. But outside of
Yeah.
that context, this is not a card we're gonna be playing.
Yeah.
And we have
Anyway,
Miss
Zelfie, did I
Synergy.
tell you about the time I tried to catch some fog?
Yeah, how did that go?
I missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here all night, folks.
Um,
What
Miss
is Mist
Energy
Energy?
allows you to dodge Sableye, Devolution, Roy Moon, Giratina. Basically all the things that you hate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this is. I like this card only on the basis that this is literally just what the attack mist does in the games.
yeah. I don't know what card plays this. It's definitely a playable card.
Yeah. Lugia, all two remaining Lugia fans are going crazy for this one.
Ugh, I mean, Lugia doesn't count. Let's not pretend that deck exists.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's there. I guess you could run it. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of it in the context of Aegislash, which is what I've been playing. You run it and now just auto win the Roaring Moon matchup, I
Yeah,
guess. But yeah,
it's a good tech energy. I'm sure it will get played somewhere. Uh,
yeah,
it's not something that's inspired me right now to like think real hard about where I'm supposed to play it though.
yeah. Like it's just a very solid like 6 out of 10 card.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All
We can
right.
scroll back up. We can
Wee.
talk about the Pokemon now in the Pokemon review video.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're only what, 30 minutes in?
33. All right. Cool. Roserade. Bad.
Bad.
Oh,
I at least like the continuity with them both having poison point, but it's bad.
oh God. We have to talk about this. Turtwig. Okay. So the other
It
Turtwig also has 80 HP. So this is just a straight
Yeah,
upgrade.
yeah. This one just is a just it's 100 HP.
Yeah. Wow.
Before I read this, I thought it would be like the Bidoof and it would just ignore because unfortunately, as Torterra's two strongest soldiers,
Yeah.
somehow, part of the problem with that deck is you have to run Manaphy and or Jirachi.
Yeah. But now this dodges Radiant Shuriken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Well, no,
hopefully
it
your guys
doesn't.
are big enough
Well,
that
it does.
they don't care about Lost Mine. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. Uh, Groddle exists, and then this Torterra EX is just a huge
This is
disappointment.
so sad. First off, this is Cheryl baiting. Stop Cheryl baiting me with one energy Pokemon with like a Kajillion HP.
Yeah.
Second off,
Like,
why?
I don't know, like, it's tankier than the first Torterra, but it does about half as much damage.
Yeah, it's like the damage isn't like good enough, right?
Yeah.
Even if you have a full
Like,
bench, let's just say
if it
you
did
had
50, 40,
say
40 or
somehow
50 would
you
be
had
great.
six grass Pokemon, somehow. No barrels or anything. Six grass Pokemon,
Yeah.
you're only doing 180.
Yeah. Like, maybe if this did 50 times like the other Torterra, this would be worth talking about.
Yeah.
Especially because we still have Grotle in the format. But I don't know, it doesn't spark joy. You run one of these in the other Torterra deck just
Yeah.
because
Just because of the
it,
HP.
yeah.
But you're not happy about it.
No. You wish he did more. He's like your brother that you love even though he's kind of just a lazy fuck.
Yeah. Alright. Shaman never gets played.
Yeah.
Whimsicott is just bad Cheryl. Dude, I'm
You
just
play
being
it with the
traumatized
big
today.
Torterra. Yeah. You play it with the Torterra EX, I guess.
Oh my gosh. This energy. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of those cards that if it ever gets into a good deck, it will be so frustrating, but the stars have to align just right for that to happen.
This also only heals from your active grass Pokemon. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sad.
Hear me out. What if there was a way to make Snorlax into a grass type?
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
Heatmore is bad.
Yeah. Gouging
Anti-Scorch is
Fire.
bad. This is just a they lie. I think this lied on its resume. This is just a Pokemon V.
Yeah, this is just like he just hits hard. You have Sada, you have Magma Basin still.
Yeah, but like,
Um,
why?
I'm trying to think of like other ways of like cheating the energy on, but that's like it. Oh,
Yeah,
you have Mela, I guess.
yeah.
It like
But
hits hard
really, it's
enough, I
like,
guess.
yeah, just why?
Do you
Why
attach
would you
Choice
use
Belt? Do you
this?
hit 280? Or do you kill the V stars at least? I guess
Yeah,
cool. I don't know.
a one V star that's still seeing consistent play.
Yeah. Hey, Arceus Regigigas V Star just pulled in the results.
This is true. I guess we have to consider that now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this doesn't kill Regigigas V Star, which means it's a bad card. Pass.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it's bait.
yeah. This is the card I'm going to talk about for the next 3 years nonstop. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Moved on from
This is
Torterra.
yeah,
Now for Alligator's my best friend.
yeah. Different semi-aquatic creature. This is the only interesting one prize attacker in this entire set.
280 damage for 2
It hits
energy?
280. Yeah, it's
Wow.
self-sufficient.
All
You
you have to
can
do is use
run whatever
Rhyhorn.
else
Oh,
you
wait.
want with it. Yeah. Yeah, no, if this was around with Rayhan, I think this could like top regionals.
They should have just given us one set with this. Come on.
Yeah,
Why did you have to do this to us? Why did you have to wait for the single best like support card for like
yeah.
stage 2 one prizers to leave the format? Like why the fuck would you do this to us?
It's so sad because again, this card reads really good.
Yeah.
Like 280 to everything is huge. This is maybe the one thing I could see playing the uh ch- big choice belt
Yeah, because it
over
one-shots
Contact.
Charizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you just do 330.
I think when you're a one
Yeah,
prize Pokemon too, you just have the excuse that like
yeah.
you have so many
Like
turns in the game
280
that
on
you
a
can
one
afford to
prize
just
or
wait until a boss lines up.
yeah. Like I don't know. This card is cool. It's
We also
pretty
still
much
have
the
Arena in
first
the
stage
format,
two
so
that's
you know,
yeah. This is the first stage two in a while that's like, damn, you could actually maybe attack with this.
no.
And it's not just like Aegislash or something.
I think the card is really cute.
Yeah. I don't think it'll see a lot of play. I'm excited to break it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, while there are options for water ramp like Baxcalibur or Palkia or Kyurem, you don't really want to play them with this because part of the draw of this is that you are going to be able to force your opponent to take 6 prizes the hard way.
yeah,
God damn it. If like again, if Rayhan existed at the same time as this, I think this could like top a regional, honestly.
yeah. I think like the way that you're keeping the energies in play, it's really sad. It's like Town Store plus EXP share.
Sure. Yeah. And then you just Arita for everything else you need.
Yeah, and you hope you can chain enough together.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's cool. The ability is cute. If there's ever a good Totodile or Crocodile with like a rage attack, that will be really funny.
Yeah. Oh God.
Think about it. Like a Crocodile that's just like 20 for each damage counter. That's 220 with no drawback.
Yeah. Yeah. For alligators are really cool. I'm really excited to see like
Yeah.
what people do with it, even if I don't think it's gonna like like change the
Yeah.
world or anything.
Like this might probably caps at a local legend deck, but I'm glad it exists. I'm glad they're printing non-ultra rares that do things.
Yeah. It was a Sharpedo. You want to eat your opponent's cards?
Yeah, he and Airy would be best friends. Like you play hand clippers, you play Airy, and you flip heads on this, and they are down to what, 2 cards? Oh, 0 to
Possibly.
2.
He flips coins, so it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Is
But
the Are
again,
we getting
like think
baited by
about
a
it.
card we have already? Ransack. Flip 2 coins. If either of them is heads, your opponent reveals their hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Weavile before, but this one can rip 3 cards. Ooh.
Yeah. I remember us talking about Weavile and being like, this card is terrifying if it ever gets set up.
Yeah. And this one has double turbo energy in the format still, so it's still the same
Yeah.
case.
Like again, you can, if you're lucky, put your hand to 0 with this, and then they will just use Beaverell and refresh it all next turn.
Yeah. Alright. Keldeo, bad.
Bad.
Frostmoth, bad. Um,
Uh,
Palafin does 130 damage, and it also does recoil to itself for no fucking
yeah.
reason whatsoever.
Didn't we already have a Palafin that does 130 anyway?
No, we have a Palafin that does 210.
Okay, even worse. Let's not waste any more time on this one. Goodbye.
Yeah. Walkie Wake. This does,
It's fun.
yeah. So,
Like again, I guess you could conceivably run this one with Palkia since you're not trying to force your opponent to take 6 prizes normally.
yeah. I think this is also like the only deck that actually takes advantage of that whole Sneasler brute bonnet
Yeah,
bullshit we were talking about earlier.
yeah. Just call it Verbank. Just call it Laserbank.
Yeah, Laserbank. Because plus 50 damage on top of already doing 240 is really
Yeah.
solid. It puts you at that 290 benchmark, which Oko's like Tina. Oko's anything with 280.
So Tina.
Yeah, Tina, Arceus, Palkia,
Yeah.
Dialga.
So true. I mean, Dialga does get a mild buff this set.
Yeah. On top of that, you have. I was gonna like. The sad part is that a lot of the Water V decks lost Melody, but
Yeah.
we have
You can't Melanie
Melody
to this
2.0
anymore.
now.
Yeah. Like
So
you couldn't Melanie to this. You can Sada to it, which probably makes it worth considering, even though again it's not gonna like light the world on fire.
yeah, I think it has potential to like be tier two.
Yeah. Like it's slightly better than for Alligator out of 10.
Yeah, like the people who like Walkie Wake won. I think they got something
Yeah.
playable, which is better than what we could say about um
Catching fire.
Torterra.
Also that. What trio is funny. I like the card just because it's a fun effect. It's cute.
Dude, okay, the first time this got translated, it said you get to choose one Pokemon for each energy you discarded.
Yeah. What it reminds me of is the Dragapult from, I don't know, Silver Tempest that does this with Dreepies.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's fun.
Hear me out. This is what you Salvatore into.
So true.
Yeah, turn
I
one,
mean,
180 damage onto the bench. Dude, this kills like Squawkabilly immediately.
yeah. Can you target the same thing?
Yes. No, you can only
Okay.
target the same thing.
Oh, sorry, I was reading it as it does 60 to 3 things.
Yeah, no, that would have been so cracked. That's what I thought it was originally. That's how it was
Yeah,
translated
that's why I
originally.
compared it to that Dragapult.
Yeah, I know this just says up to 180,
Yeah,
but like turn one before your opponent gets a mana feed down, you get this shit down. Dude, it's so funny.
yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. I Bugtrio is like a funny meme Pokemon, so I like that it just consistently gets these meme cards.
Yeah, I just think Terror One Trio is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
We have
Um,
Psychic type Azumarill in the water.
it's bad, but I hate looking at it. Why is it psychic type?
Who knows?
I mean, I know why before someone in the comments is like, but like, come on. This does not spark joy.
Talking about real Pokemon to use Salvatore with. Do you want to stop your opponent from evolving? Period.
Yeah.
I think this has like actual legit like I didn't play during X and Y, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is like Trevenant levels of like fucking annoying.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Trevenant wasn't really a good card until it got a good attack to use.
Yeah.
Like, the reason Trevenant Evosoda took off was not just because you could do it turn 1, although it was part of it. It's because turn 2, you could evolve into Trevenant Break and just start spreading damage on literally anything.
Yeah.
And this can't do that. This has to actually win 30 damage at a time, and in the
Okay, but how
meantime, they'll
does
be able
Gardevoir
to.
beat this?
This is true. I
How
guess it
does
has to, like.
how does Charizard beat this?
Charizard's bad.
Keep coping.
Dude, it can't beat Ada Slash. How's it supposed to be good?
Oh my god. How does Aegislash beat this?
That's actually an excellent question.
Like if you rock this like turn one with Salvatore, like what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. This feels like a matchup fish.
Listen, you're playing item block for
Am I
you're playing
right?
the item block, the slow down loss zone, and then you're playing this for every other deck,
Everything else. And then
and
Mew,
then
if
you
it
play
didn't
one
rotate,
trio
would
for the
just
shit
fight you
post.
anyways. You do also play Wug Trio just for fun.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
Bronzong unfortunately might be super relevant.
yeah, like I think the big test for it is essentially going to be if it can get over just how low that item threshold or not item damage threshold is.
Yeah,
Because there is a real chance that certain decks, I don't know, like any remaining VMAX deck like Arceus can just load up a V and kill it.
yeah. I guess for Arceus could get past it. Arceus is pretty reasonable. I guess Tina can.
Yeah.
Kramer
Tina
can get past
can.
this.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not super impressed, but there is potential here. And if you're gonna give me for alligator and let me talk about it, then I'll let you have this one.
Yeah, I think it's a fact that's like too hard to pass up on just because it's so unique. And especially in the decks that people are playing right now, it kind of fucks with a lot of them. It doesn't fuck with every one of them,
Yeah.
but between this and Banette, they cover a lot of ground.
Like there is potential here. I don't I don't know. Like it might too long to win the game. That's the
Yeah.
only negative thing I can say about it, really.
Here is Reuniclus with the
This
fucking
is fun.
the gotcha summon.
Yeah. Do we still have that Orbeetle battle styles?
Um, Orb Orbital's definitely not in block three. It was like in block two.
Yeah. I can't believe we never tried just for
Oh,
fun
uh,
Orbeetal with the
that Orbital was in block
rainbow
one.
energy. Oh, never mind. It was gone way long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the reason it's like this is because triple rainbow energy is in the format. and they don't want you just fetching 3 of any stage 2s if you get 1 stage 2 in play.
Yeah, so now you just gotcha all of them into play.
Hear me out, you play this with the Crypto Bro to get guaranteed stage 2s.
Oh my gosh, so true. Um,
All for the cost of 1 stage 2 and a supporter for the turn.
this is um, this is a
Don't
shit
play this
postcard.
card.
If someone
Yeah,
ever unironically rolls up to me a fucking Reunic I might as well just like give them the win. I think they deserve it because
yeah,
they won't ever
like,
get
they
another one
deserve
ever
it.
again.
But yeah, like, kinda like for Alligator, I'm glad they are printing just bulk stage 2s that do things again, because we did not get a lot of those in the last 2 generations.
Yeah, trying to remember if there was a Reunic that did something.
The
Oh,
damage
Reunic
swap one
puts itself
from way,
back
way
into your
back when.
hand. Okay, whatever. Yeah, bad card.
Oh, I thought you meant just, like, in general, not in the formats.
Yeah. Uh, Fluttermane. This is the active spot. Your bonus active Pokemon has no ability.
Uh, cool, run Klefki.
Yeah, I agree. Klefki is a fucking bitch.
Like, if you are playing a deck that is running Klefki, you already don't care about abilities, and locking exclusively the active, I guess, shuts down Comfey, but Klefki already does that and shuts down everything else.
As someone who was just cheesing people with Klefki tonight, I could say just run Klefki.
Yeah, like, Klefki is so much more broadly applicable than this.
We
Cool
have,
art, though. I like the art.
yeah, we have Relicanth. Each of your evolved Pokemon can use attacks from previous evolutions. So every single card with
This is,
outrage on the basic.
yeah,
So
that's pretty much the only use this gets because they stopped printing evolving Pokemon with attacks you'd actually want to click ever.
Regigigas V-Star Stonks on the rise.
God, don't make me look up Regigigas.
It's just an outrage. I posted it in your DMs, but
I
for the
know you
people at
did, but
home,
that was a couple days ago. Okay, now
it's
I see what it does.
100 damage, and then you do 10 more, and then you're also confused because why not? Um,
Just 'cause.
yeah, I think there's some other
Yeah,
examples I could bring up, but I don't remember them off the
yeah.
top of my head.
There's one we'll get to later.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's fitting that Relicanth for a Relicanth card to be this out of time, but outside of outrage attacks, there's literally nothing worth doing with this right now.
Hey, no, this
Because
Hatterene
that
V,
just
you can do 80 damage and pivot into your clef key.
cool. So I'm getting energy out of the deck with Charizard right now.
You
Do you
said
mind if I
Charizard
quick search for
sucks.
boss while I'm in here?
Checkmate.
Fuck you. Alright, next.
Go lurk, woo.
Um
For 4
Golurk,
fucking energy, you
it's
can do
bad, but I really
240 damage.
okay, but I really like the art on it.
This is pretty cool art. Dude, this doesn't
Yeah.
even use a
Uh,
reversal energy. This card's all fucked up.
yeah, you have to put an extra effort to use a reversal energy on this.
Uh,
Mudsdale
Mudsdale.
is bad.
Okay, where the
Bad,
fuck
but
is the other
interestingly
card?
bad?
Where the fuck? Okay, there's a card that sets up 40 energy to the discard at the very least. That said, I don't think this is better than Team Lu. Do we have a no? That's lackey. Team Lu. There's a Team Lu that rams energy. I think. I swear.
Yeah, just
Or Koraidon.
at this
Ooh,
point, the game is just sort of past the point of
doing
ramping
this on
from
turn
discard
two.
via attacks.
No, you
Yeah,
can use
like
Salvatore.
this is true, but like when this was called Mega Manectric, this was insane. But now you need to fetch it out of the deck to be worthwhile.
Yeah, that's rough.
Um, Colossal would be really funny if we still had the first Colossal that could ramp one of both fire and fighting energy.
Yeah, but at the very least, with the reversal energy, this does minimum 280, right?
No, 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 it only does 200.
Why?
because it only provides 3 energy at a time.
Okay, so it would have to count as a fighting.
Yeah, one of them would have to count as a fighting.
Sad. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
What a ripoff.
I I'm sure there's things that you could do with it, I'm just not sure what they are right now.
We have Great Tusk. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If you play Ancient Supporter, discard 3 more. Wow.
This would be cool if any of the ancient supporters helped advance this win condition, but they don't.
Yeah. There's one that mills your own deck. If you want to be deck out
So
buddies, you
true.
guys could deck out at the same time.
So true. I don't know. It's cute. Double Turbo is in the format for a little while longer, so maybe we will get something that makes this worth it, but I
Yeah.
doubt it.
Armrock. Wow. Bird, confused, and poisoned? Sign me up.
Wasn't this on Dust Talks last?
No clue. Probably.
Like special yeah. Okay, the Dust Talks, it's from Lost Origin. It doesn't burn, but it poisons for 8 and confuses.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, special conditions are not relevant and likely never will be again unless, I don't know, Brute Bonnet takes off.
Let's go for Bonnet. Gengar
So don't do
EX.
this.
Whenever your opponent attaches an energy from their hand and put 2 damage counters on it. Wow, where have we seen this text fail before?
Remember when we joked about Cursula Arctozolt?
Yeah. Her Radiant
It's
Charge Bug.
spiteful. Yeah, it's spiteful. I mean, it's got a attack that's moderately worth using.
Wow,
I
there's
guess
an
it could be
attack
like,
that keeps your opponent's energies in play.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm more meant just on like a damage threshold. This could just turn into like the Dragapult VMAX where it's just so self-sufficient.
We have Dragapult VMAX. We have
What the fuck is
Cofagrigus. This is literally Dragapult.
right? But you know what I mean, right? Like it's just such a self-sufficient attacker that I don't know.
Is it?
Well, yeah, because 160 is good when you're also punishing them for playing the game,
Dragapult's also a stage 1. This is a stage 2,
I suppose.
which
Want to
is
talk about
anything but
Mightyena?
self-sufficient. Unless your name is Charizard.
Yeah, but Charizard's just bad.
Okay, buddy.
Want to talk about Mightyena?
No.
All right, understandable. What's after me?
Yo, same line. Okay, same line's funny though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there there will be a thing you can do with this, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is.
yeah. I'm sure some asshole will make a deck with the same lie. I don't think it'll be the greatest thing
Yeah,
ever, because relying on yourself taking a hit usually is not something that works out very well in Pokemon. But if you do take a
yeah.
hit, Sandlight can fuck you the fuck up.
I mean, you're reading the card wrong. It drags them from the opponent's bench. So you just set up spread with like
Oh. Oh. Never mind.
yeah, like imagine if Quick Shooter was still in the format, for example.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Granted, you could just Quick Shooter what you wanted to, so that was a bad example.
So true. Roy Moon. For 2 dark energies, you do 70 damage, plus 10 for each other ancient card in your discard pile.
Cool. It's bad. Next card.
Is it bad? This is
It
like,
just doesn't scale quickly enough to be worth it.
we played Wormadams, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, like the reason Wormadams almost worked is because there was 3 of them and you could mix and match. And also, more importantly, Wormadam was like broader. You could run any Pokemon. It turns out there's a lot more good Pokemon than good ancient cards.
I think Roy Moon will probably be someone's favorite deck out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone
Like
will build
again,
this deck.
Wormadam was Rogue, and this is like worse Wormadam, but
Yeah. Oh, somebody's an okay base modifier to work off of. And you have decent enough
yeah,
support already, so I won't throw it in the
like I
trash
just think
bin.
the options I just think the options for ancient cards are too limited right now to make +10 really be impactful.
That's fair. I'll give it a cute budget deck out of 10.
Yeah. It is slightly worse than for Alligator out of 10.
Oh my god, they put Torterra's attack on a basic Pokemon. This is so unfair.
Oh my god.
This is.
I mean, granted, it does 20 less damage, but
Does
outside
it?
of Roaring Moon, which does its own thing, this is like the best attacker Ancients have produced so far.
It is better than Roy Moon.
It's not better than Roaring Moon, but Roaring Moon doesn't play with like other ancient Pokemon.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, as
Cool.
far as a unifying thing for ancient Pokemon, this is the closest they've got, and Future blew it out of the water this set.
Yeah, the future cards are fucking insane.
Again, like they pick favorites whenever they release two of these.
Uh, yeah, speaking of favorites, you want to talk about the ancient
Yeah.
Pokemon that actually got shit?
Yeah, um, it's a crying shame Flaffy is rotating right now because
Yeah,
this would have been really good with
all the
Flaffy.
Rayquaza Copers are in shambles now.
Like again, give us a week of like for Alligator with Rayhan and this, and Zelfie and I would probably make like 3 hours worth of content.
Yeah. Um, I don't necessarily think this is better than Xianpao, only because Xianpao's support is so consistent. I'm just trying to figure
Yeah.
out how the fuck you're getting all these energies in play. There's like 50 ways you go about this, right? You have like
My
Sandy
first thought,
Shocks, you have
yeah,
Sada.
my first thought was Garganical, which is a lot worse than Sandy Shock Sensata.
Sure, buddy. You
I'm
use
old,
Gardevoir with
okay?
this, Gardevoir EX.
I suppose it doesn't take specific types of energy, but
Yeah, you can run this whether the fuck you want as long as you get it into
there's
play.
things it's just currently hard for me to just get over the crushing disappointment that we won't get this with Flaffy.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
I
fucked
don't
up. This
know.
is a dragon type.
Yeah, least dragony dragon type.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
get a
cannot
legend
wait to
generator. It
see.
doesn't get tandem
Yeah,
unit out.
yeah, I cannot wait to see the alt art for this, by the way.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No,
Oh, okay,
I'm going into our usual alt art, whatchamacallit, completely on.
gotcha. Noctowl is bad.
Remember when this was called Togekiss VMAX and it was good for like one format?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Anyway,
this. We have
all
this
right.
card in standard. It's called Luxray, which is just Talonflame.
This is true.
Yo.
Anyway, you want to talk about
Okay, so the Dunsparce is your So we lost Milotic, so that means Tinkaton is dead. Or is it? Well, if you just dedicate your entire deck to searching out Pokemon, you just constantly grab the Dunsparce back. And so what you do is you set like 3 or 4 of these up. So if your opponent ever Iotas you, you just use all these Dunsparces and draw back your hand. And because you're drawing all these cards, you can so easily search out the Dunsparces again. And then you can use the Poffins that grab even more Dunsparces and re-evolve them into the Dunsparce. So we're just like the Dunsparces just create more Dunsparces, and we're just feeling the economy this way.
is this how people describe crypto?
Oh yes, you just get one of it and you build more and more and more. uh, don't say that.
Sorry, you teed me up so perfectly.
uh, I think this card is funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was just talking about how I wish there were more draw options in the game, and I got my answer solved.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm glad this exists.
it's funny. I like it. It amuses me.
We have Chatot,
Um,
Acapella.
cool.
This is just
It's
Burger
pentatonic.
EX, but you can't use it going first. So unless if you could rank the
Yes.
coin flip every time, they guarantee that you go second every fucking game. You should probably just run Bombardier instead.
I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah,
I totally forgot. Mhm. Literally just forgot. Holy shit.
I guess.
Um,
Oh no, it says you can use this at whatever.
yeah.
Oh,
Cinchino is cute.
yeah. Did you see the
Like,
alt art for it?
I did. The alt art's adorable.
Yeah.
The only problem is this combos with like exactly Archeops, and you already need Lugia to get Archeops
Oh,
into
that's
play.
true. I didn't even think about Archeops. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
do you use this like Porygon?
yeah. Like the problem here pretty much is that Archeops or not Archeops, Lugia is already doing 280 for 4 energy with Archeops, so I don't see that much of a reason to run this.
Um,
Triple Rainbow Energy means this is doing 210 for 2, or one singular attachment, I suppose.
you really don't have very good scramble energy attachments in that deck, actually. Like, usually they run one
Hmm.
or two for, like, maybe Luxray, but that's, like, it. And even then, a lot of those lists have kept the Luxray. So maybe this, like,
Okay.
actually legitimately is a consideration for Lugia.
Yeah, like I think you'd rather just run the Snorlax with the energy that blocks special conditions, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
I mean, you can run
Like have some
both.
joy in your life. Have some joy in your life and play this, especially if you pull the alt art.
How many energies do you need to kill a Charizard?
Um, 7. No, that's wrong.
That is
5.
so far off. I think it's like five.
Sorry, yeah, my brain was like it's like 50 times, not 7 times, not 70 times.
So 7 times 5 is 350, right?
Yeah,
So if you attach a double turbo energy and a reversal energy, you can one-shot Charizard.
this is true.
That's actually very notable. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. Lugia already does struggle with consistency though, so
Yeah.
like I'm
I
not
guess
sure if
Lugia is
adding
just
an
not one of the
additional
decks I was
stage 1
expecting to ever get, like... I thought if
support.
Lugia ever got a buff to anything, it would get a different Pokemon to summon, which I don't know how that's
Yeah.
possible with Archeops.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cute. Could be fun. Don't think it'll be very good.
Yeah, I guess Lugia and Copers get something.
Yeah.
Alright, time to scroll down to
Mm.
the future side of the set. Ooh.
Ooh. Um, Shift Tree.
Um, man, aren't you
It.
glad we just lost Avery?
Oh my God, we are losing Avery. You're totally right.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got Avery at home.
Avery at home. Let's go.
We have
Breloom is
Breloom,
bad.
Punch. Your opponent is also knocked out. Call the judge.
So true. Um, Sawsbuck is like interesting.
If your deck really needs a stadium out, like really needs a stadium, like the card says if you don't have the stadium out, you will fucking lose the game, then yeah, I guess you can run the Sawsbuck.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think it would be cool if there was like what's it? Like if there was a deck that wanted to run multiple stadiums for some reason, like you wanted one to use for setup and then you search one that's disruptive. But that's just
Possibly.
not how stadiums work.
Yeah. You're also not. I think finding the stadium is probably easier than finding the stage one somehow.
Yeah.
Uh, there's Delmise. Whoa. If you have any bench metal Pokemon, you do 160. That's enough to knock out a Charizard, which means that this
So
can be played in
true.
Lost Box.
What metal Pokemon is Lost Fox running?
Zamazenta,
True. Want to talk about the Weed Spirit?
the Weed Spirit. Dude, why does a Weed Spirit get like how much HP gonna get? 450?
450, yeah.
It's just so why. I love the attack too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's like that old Maractus we used to run for fun.
Yeah, except now Maractus is 450 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, this could be a cute meme deck if Cherim didn't rotate, but
Fuck,
Cherim
you're
is
right.
rotating.
I was just about to say, let's do a cherub. Oh wait.
Nope, not anymore.
This gets to
We're
use
not allowed to have
reversal energy at the
anything.
very least?
Yeah, we're literally just not allowed to have anything fun this set.
Yeah. Actually, no. Fuck Cincina. We're summoning this with like Archeops, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. We're just charging this fucker up with reversal energies. Oh my god, that's so good. I think
yeah.
we broke the
Like
meta, guys.
Synchro gets a guaranteed 210 off of one, but this can do 240 off of one reversal energy.
Ooh. Rabska is
Mhm.
both Jirachi and Manaphy at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess getting turn two Lost Mind is like somewhat rare, but the only deck I can think of that would want to play this is Torterra.
It's a grass Pokemon.
Yeah, like it solves the small Torterra's problem of if you run Manaphy and Jirachi, you're doing 100 less damage,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
I don't think the
I
HP on this ever matters.
yeah,
Because the only
like
way
I
you
think
are
the
ever killing this
problem,
is with a boss.
yeah, like I think the problem is less so the HP stat and more so just why.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work.
Yeah. Like
For if you
ultimately,
do get it
Perfect Lost
bossed,
Box
then it's
is
really
just
hard to get back up.
yeah. Like if they bossed Manaphy, you can just Super Rod and then Ultra Ball it, and then you have it again next turn. Whereas with this, you need to wait a turn because Zoroark rotates, and that's terrible.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the most interesting card Pokemon has ever created.
Iron Leaves. Once during turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may switch this to your active. If you move as many energies as your bench Pokemon. It does 180 damage. It is a grass type. So
Yeah.
therefore, future Pokemon can kill Charizard.
Yeah.
This is why
Back in the
Charizard's a
day
bad
when this was
card.
called yeah, back in the day when this was called Dragonite EX, I topped the cities with this. It was fun.
Yeah.
But
This
back
does
in the
work.
day yeah, we had Max Potion back then, and we don't have it now, so
This is probably the single card in future that actually really likes the A spec.
yeah. But you're not building your deck around this and that ace spec
Yeah.
just to pull this off.
That said, I do think we haven't gotten to this cards yet, but future does have really good ways of pulling energy out of the deck and onto the field. So on
Yeah,
top of that, and possibly Iron Hands with the baton that we saw earlier, um, it does seem like that they just have really good tools, like keeping this online. Where like this is never like the main attacker, but if you like need a 220 damage push or you need something that kills Charizard, like this is readily available.
yeah. Like you run one of these if that.
Yeah, good Pokemon, just not the defining card of the set.
Yeah. Um
Magcargo.
they are really trying to make status conditions work with this set.
Yo, my man, look at him.
Shout outs to Toyn Lei who translated the ability as the floor is lava,
Yeah.
which I really hope that's the English name for this. If they
We
can do Ampy very much, they can do the floor is lava, right?
So true. We have Incineroar EX.
We're not going to talk about Victini.
No, why am I gonna talk about Cleffa? But
I
worse.
mean, think about it. It's just enhanced hammer.
I didn't even
Like,
look at.
what is Lugia Brambleghast gonna do?
We have Giacomo in the format.
Yeah, but this hits
We
Brambleghast for
have
weakness. Think about it.
Mawile.
This hits Brambleghast for weakness.
It
Think
doesn't
about
kill
it.
it because Brambleghast is 450 HP.
It kills Bramble.
Does it? I'm so glad we killed Bramblin. And we just get past Brambleghast to 450 HP.
It actually does kill Bramblin. For a second, I thought Bramblin might have 70
We have Incineroar.
HP.
Do you like?
This is like the only thing I think Relicanth really might work for because the
I
Silver
might as well
Tempest
bring it
Garrett
up,
does
yeah.
the thing.
We have Litten, who does require 2 fire energies. So you do have to attach again. But for 2 fire energies, you do 20 times for each damage counter on it. And if you noticed, 320 is kind of a big fucking number. On top of that, if you do not go through rare candy, you have Toracat, who also has a 2 fire energy attack. You do 40 damage, and then you make it so you can't get knocked out from the attack. Um, Once again, I'm being Cheryl baited.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cute. I like that the EX also has a reasonably good attack.
Yeah, 240 for basically 1 energy most of the time
Yeah.
is really good.
Hmm.
I think like I think because this is so fucking efficient, this has a chance to like actually be playable. I think
Yeah.
anything that attacks for 1 energy and does 240 damage, like, is really hard to write off as like not good.
Yeah. And then the additional fact that you can play Litten means that even if your opponent doesn't bench a bunch of things, which let's be real, every deck needs to bench like Beaverl and Radgren.
Yeah. Um,
But even if they decide not to, like you can still output offensive pressure.
right. I will say this is also probably the single only card in the deck or in the entire fucking format that can maybe make use of that Bianca card. Because if you have the Cat underneath this with Relicanth in play, you can set yourself down to 10 HP, and then you can fully heal off, and then you just keep swinging afterwards.
And that also requires something to kill a 320 HP Pokemon in one hit.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say, like, you're going against Miraidon, right? Miraidon or Raikou swings into this, they live a hit, and you use Gritty Claws to save yourself, maybe the
Don't we lose
damage.
Raikou?
No, Raikou is in Brilliant Stars. We lose Suicune.
Okay. We lose Suicune, right? I knew one of them came out like 3 sets before the other one.
Yeah. So, I think, like, this card's just really good.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like I like it might not get better than being a local legend because you have to evolve into it. And
yeah.
Lost Box got like 50 buffs this set. But you know what? It's cute. Imagine it with Rayhan though.
Yeah, imagine if we had Raihan in the fucking format. That would fucking. Ugh, I don't want to talk about
I
it.
guess we have Mela.
Maybe.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Raichu is fun.
To each Pokemon. Yeah, you better hope they don't put fucking damage on all your fuckers that you drop Raichu down.
Yeah.
Um,
Like hear me out. You Raichu like let's you hit there's a card that just like hits something for 10.
yeah.
Then you use Raichu, hit everything for 50, everything has 60 damage, then you use Sableye and you kill anything in the game.
There is actually a basic Pokemon in the format that does 10 damage to everything in play, or 10 damage to everything on your opponent's field.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, it's Absol.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
would know
like
as like probably the only person who has ever used Absol in a deck before.
yeah.
But
But like there's things to I don't know.
yeah, if you ever wanted to wipe out a whole Lost Box field in like 2 turns, go for this.
It gets around Jirachi too,
Woo.
but not wait, it does damage counters. My bad. It doesn't get around Manaphy, which is the thing it actually gets around, needs to get around, but
Yeah, details, details.
details.
Uh,
That's what you do. You boss up the Manaphy and then you use Sableye to put all that damage you aren't spreading onto it.
yeah. Electivire is bad. Uh, Vikavolt is also bait.
It's fun.
Vikavolt is like, not only did we lose Raihan for this, we lost Zoroark.
Yeah. Like if you could Zoroark back Chargebugs, this might be worth something, but
Can't.
you can't.
L.
Uh we'll talk about it later. The Chargebug art rare is cute. Might make this deck work plain because you can just put 3 of them on the bench and have like a little picnic.
Yeah. Uh, there is Iron Thorns.
Are we gonna talk about Zero Aura?
Are we? No.
No.
Um,
Iron Thorns would be really funny if it was a ancient Pokemon and could combo with Roaring Moon.
yeah. Actually, I do think this has like the funniest text of these attacks ever because this one puts the future cards back in.
No, no. Would you like to read that again?
Oh, man.
No, it puts the other cards back in, so it won't like strip you of unnecessary resources.
Oh, that's so lame though. Dude, imagine like this just chug through your whole deck, and eventually this is like consistently hitting 4 or 5. That would have been
Yeah.
hilarious. Anyways, they put
I
an
mean,
ancient
we already
Pokemon in
sort
my
of have
future
that.
set.
It's like, yeah, like we have that. It's Sandaconda. I've run into like a Sandaconda Basculegion deck a few times on live, and it's really funny.
Nice. We have Mr. Mime. I think we have this card already, but
Yeah.
uh, that
Many,
effect.
many years ago, this card was one of the best cards in the game, and it was called Sableye.
That was called Smeargle. No, Smeargle was
Yeah,
an
there was
ability,
this.
wasn't it?
Yeah, Smeargle was an ability. There was a Sableye that did this as an attack way back when.
Ah, I think I remember.
Yeah,
Cool, whatever.
yeah. Ribombee is hysterical.
Buzz this wages. What the fuck?
Card's so funny.
Why? Sure. You know
Yeah,
what?
if they don't retreat, you just murder them.
That's so cool. What the fuck? Why? Okay.
Here's the thing, if you do this and then go into Iron Hands and kill them and they're also a VMAX, you take 6 prizes at once.
Wait. If you do this and then you kill a V or an EX with green at VMAX, you win the
You
game.
also just win.
Just gotta take six
Worth going through
prizes.
the clip. Yeah,
Too
like,
bad.
there will be people trying to use this online just to see if they can take 6 prizes in 1 turn with great like,
Yeah.
hands.
Oh, that's so great.
I'm glad this exists, it's just really funny.
Yeah. Iron Valiant uh does 200 damage if you played a future supporter. Uh I guess like if you play
Mm,
what future supporters are there? Turo is bad.
Turo is bad. Turo doesn't do anything to advance your win
Can
condition,
Turo
and the only other one is, like, Crypto Bro.
Okay, well. Okay, hold on. Where the fuck is Turo? Is Turo even playable if you're not damaged? Yes, it is, because you can pick a
Yeah.
regular Valley EX.
Just
Um,
why? There's another Iron Valiant baby one that's gonna be in our English set that's just so much better than this.
yeah. Is this what we want? I have to remember what that other card does. Maybe this is
The other
usable, only
Valiants?
because of a lot of damage on a one prize Pokemon that can be amplified
Yeah.
by the next card we're going to look at. I'll keep it in the back of my mind.
So this card recontextualizes every single future Pokemon.
Yeah, lol. This card's insane. This card's fucking broken.
Yeah,
In
again,
the
back in
same
the day,
way
this
that
was
Iron
called
Valley was
Deoxys.
broken, right? Because like
Yeah,
just having damage modification all over the place goes so fucking far.
yeah. And, like, it's so generic. It also doesn't have that bad of an attack, unlike Deoxys,
Yeah. So like if you
which
have Valley if you're using Valley alongside this, this can shoot at Manaphy, ignore it because it ignores everything. Um and also shoot at something else and boom, you just set up like Valiant targets that paid off later.
yeah. Like, I don't know, this is fun.
Yeah.
It's it's not creative, it's not original, but it is good.
TDK was not one of my favorite decks at the time that came
Yeah.
out. I actually
Yeah,
did
I didn't play much TDK. I think I played more Lugia, honestly,
I
but I never played either of them in paper.
Yeah, I was not a huge fan of going against TDK. That
Yeah,
said, I think TDK in this format looks pretty fun.
yeah. I will say the main difference between this and TDK is that we don't have Colress Machine, which
Yes,
actually really matters.
that one hurts a lot. So you have to rely
Yeah,
a lot on other ways of ramping the energy, which there is.
yeah.
We'll talk about
There
that card
is.
too. And
Yeah.
this card
I
makes
suppose
that
no
card
laser bank is
so
also
yeah. This card also makes
yeah,
that card we're gonna talk about so fucking good.
yeah. Yeah, no, again, this is like the thing. You know how once every set they try and push a deck, and for some reason, exactly in the Sword and Shield era, they just got it right every time. This
Yeah,
is this is that. This is the one they want you to play.
yeah, yeah. This deck is absurd. Metasham is bad. Okay, this is I wanted to talk about this card earlier, but I didn't want to skip all the way down to talk about it.
But you don't want to talk about Metacham?
No,
Okay.
Drillbur
Why
as
do they
a
print cards like this?
Drillbur? Oh, you mean the Metacham?
No, Metacham.
I have no fucking clue. They probably want like Texas cards that help literal toddlers get into the game. But at the same time, they make products for this people too, so like I don't know. Regardless, Drillbur.
Yeah. Um, my first thought was with Garchomp EX, which has to be one of the best cards ever to just never
Oh
see
my
any play.
gosh, you're so right. I didn't even think about Garchomp was not the first one that came to mind, but that is a really good one.
Dude, I've run into Garchomp a few times on live, and every single time I'm fighting it, I'm like, how is this not the best deck?
Garchomp's really fun. Garchomp like gets me excited.
Yeah. Like that card just reads so well, and this is a direct buff to it.
Um, but this also works with Sandy Shocks. This works with Koraidon
Yeah.
EX begrudgingly. Um, it works with Sada. It gets your energies up and play for
Yeah.
Sada.
Yeah,
There's
like this card is cute.
Yeah, this card is really cool at enabling a bunch of strategies.
Yeah, like the fact that fighting type's gimmick has coalesced into just getting energy back from the discard for the past few gens. I mean,
Right.
this is just a really well positioned card for maybe not the best decks in the room, but it will definitely enable some other decks.
Yeah. There's also I was gonna bring this up with Mudsdale, who's not like a great card, but we have this basic team loot in the format who can charge two energies up as well for his attack.
Yeah.
So if you're not using TM Energize, you can use this basic team loot to charge up two energies or something. I think like I said, there's a lot of applications for a card like this. I think it's a really neat card. Um, I think it helps to set up Raging Bolt, probably, hopefully,
Yeah.
who kind of wants that kickstart. And then it also helps Garchomp
Yeah.
out a lot, like you said.
I guess you could play Raging Bolt in Garchomp.
Whoa, that's crazy.
This is like a game ender.
Uh, Iron Boulder.
It exists.
I give this
I'm
card
not sure
a lot
why.
of credit early on when Miraidon was not revealed, because like they have to have something to do in the early game. So I guess we'll use Iron Boulder, buff it up to like 100 attack, and then you get eight more damage counters maybe. But I think this is very easily the worst one.
Just like in the games where Iron Boulder is just bad.
Eh,
Bridger app is funny. It stops Iron Hands and like Iron Hands.
stops Miraidon, stops Chien-Pao. Um,
Right, I guess Chien Pao is still a thing being played.
it stops Roy Moon. It stops Iron Leaves, Raging Bolt.
Unfortunately, it actually does not stop Roaring Moon.
You're right, my bad.
Yeah. The effects and damage hasn't been a thing for a while, so Roaring Moon doesn't actually care about this that much.
Until it puts on Mist Energy. Ooh.
So true.
Um, the damage is kind of like awful. The damage is actually really
Yeah.
atrocious.
Yeah, for 3 energy, like, no, you don't wanna be doing 160.
uh, I'm gonna say if you want to gatekeep, just play Mimikyu.
Yeah, or even Aegislash, which does less damage but takes less energy.
I just refrain from mentioning Aegislash only because it requires a rare candy. But yeah, if you want to play a deck that like
Yeah.
locks out EX Pokemon, just play Aegislash.
Yeah, like, that locks out the evolving ones too, as opposed to just basics.
We have Scizor EX. You can do for 2 colorless 70, and then you take 50 less, or you do 120 times for each metal you discard off of this. It took me a second to realize this is literally just Ice Rider.
Yeah.
It just looks so much worse than Ice Rider.
Yeah, because well, really, the honest answer is just because 240 is not impressive as it was even a generation ago.
It's really funny how it's 10 damage short.
Yeah.
um, I guess this technically makes use of the metal support card that we saw earlier, and the metal support card we'll see soon.
Soon. We have to talk about Mawile first.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool. It's a Mawile.
Cool.
Want to talk about Metango?
Yeah, I want to talk about Mete. Dude, okay, this Mete has me so excited. So we have Magnezone already, who
Yeah.
skims the top 6 cards of your deck instead for basic metal energies. And this one only does 4, right? But the big thing is that this is so much easier to get out. Committing rare
Yeah.
candies to a deck that doesn't run arena efficiently is so fucking hard. So the fact that
Yeah.
you can just like chuck like 3 Beldums out and then like eventually they'll just evolve into this means that you're more likely the more consistently hit energies faster. Because I would rather have 2 Metanes out than have 1 Magnezone out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just easier to set up, especially because like you need to be a reading or right-handing to get twos working, and we just lost right hand.
Yeah. So if you like get like enough of these out and just start chucking metal energies all over the place, dude, Metal EX goes
Yeah.
fucking crazy. I've never been more hyped. And I was gonna, and before I even saw the baton, I was just gonna build like Metal as like a cute pet deck. And then we got the baton, so we
Yeah.
get to keep 3 of these fucking energies anyways. And if you weren't gonna play Metal, you have Dialga V Star as well, who's also an option.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I don't think this makes any of those decks tier one, but it again it makes them objectively better.
yeah. Like I really love having the option to like buff those decks. I'm sure the Dialga players are very pleased. Um,
All two remaining.
yeah. Metagross is bad though.
Yeah. Um, would you like to talk about this Melmetal, just given that you are Melmetal's strongest soldier?
um, unironically, yes. I will only mention this because it is a one prizer that does a lot of damage.
For a lot of energy.
Yes. If you need to leverage out the prize trade somehow, you can chuck this out there, and it can maybe do something. That's about it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's even worth the next slot, but it's worth the mention. More so
probably
than,
not.
yeah,
Like the existence of a better Melmetal does make this one marginally worth talking about, but not really by that much.
yeah. You have Iron
Um,
Treads, who gets to be both a fighting and metal type. You know, all those top
cool.
weaknesses that you're hitting.
Is there any? I guess you hit.
You hit Klefki, who, yeah, you hit Klefki.
I was going to be like you hit Gardevoir, but no, the Gardevoir you hit for weakness is rotating.
Yeah. You actually, Gardevoir resists you, I think, if you put on the Future Booster Capsule, which is you do 10 less damage.
It's really funny that you hit Guardy for both. One Guardy resists you. One Guardy, I don't know.
Yeah. That
Um,
that certainly is a Pokemon. Oh, it's the
Truly
broken
one of the
card.
Pokemon of all time.
This card's fucking insane.
Yeah,
So,
like this card makes this is somehow both Kyurem and Cinderace.
yeah. So, like,
You just use this to set up Iron Hands.
yeah. So, like, doing 40 damage is not that impressive. Until you remember Iron Crown exists and realize this takes
Yeah,
knockouts, like, in the early game, while also ramping fucking energies into play at the same time. Like, this card does
yeah,
everything for a one prizer.
yeah. It's baby RCSV star pretty much. Although it requires a lot more setup.
Yeah. Thankfully, future Pokemon have Techno Radar, which is really good for actually grabbing Pokemon out. They also have the tool card that not only gives us an extra plus 20 damage, but also allows you to treat for free. So even if you don't start with this, you could still get this into the active for zero cost.
Yeah,
You can also buff this up to
like
kill
yeah,
Comfeys, Charmanders, Ralts, any other low cost shitter. If not, you can set up for
yeah.
a 2-hit KO or for an Iron Hands KO.
I don't know. Like this is definitely what they're pushing. I like the artwork on it as well. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to get excited because we've seen this before.
I think this is like a Lost Box type card. Not in the sense that like you play it in Lost Box, but like as in like this card is so fucking good that it warps how you think about the game a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the card that like
yeah,
fixes every one of the future's problem. On top of Iron Crown, obviously.
yeah. Like again, they picked a favorite between the two, and they are going to stick to it.
Uh,
Um,
Lickitung is funny, I guess.
I guess like
This
if
is
you
like a
really
Jing
don't
Tech
want to run
card. It's
Erica's
Snorlax.
invitation, yeah, but you can just run Erica.
Yeah. Or you can evolve and use Tornado.
You can evolve and use Tornado.
Somehow that looks worse than Cincino.
Um,
Delcatty doesn't do anything.
Pidove
Pidove,
is hilarious.
Pidove would be
Like we keep
insane.
Gape Jog Bog for one more format.
Yeah. We have Game Job Bog still.
We do.
Yeah.
There's just not a good Unpheasant. There has never been a good Unpheasant the
Okay.
entire game's existence.
The important part is it says you can put an Unfezant EX on top of this, but there's no Unfezant
Yeah,
EX still.
like they're future proofing this,
Yeah. Which means that we're
but
gonna have to get an Unfezant EX, right? There's no way they would just mention a card and then like never give it to us.
I can't wait to be reviewing sets 5 years from now. We'll be like, where the fuck was that Unpheasant EX Pokemon?
I'm gonna wake up in my retirement home. I'll just be like, they never printed a Pheasant EX. Oh, a final. Oh, not the final card. The final card of this block. Drampa. If everything has
Um,
at least one damage counter, you get to do 220 damage.
oh, you can play it with like Steelix.
That's so cool. Wow. It's even a basic Pokemon, which means you can't use Reversal Energy with it. Alright,
um,
cool. I'm gonna move
all
on
right,
to the starter deck
scratching
stuff.
that.
Most of the stuff is bad. There's like two cards at most we're going over.
Yeah. So
Rapidash, bad.
Rapidash is bad.
Turtonator, bad.
Turtonator's bad.
Lycanroc, bad.
Lycanroc's bad.
Great Tusk,
Great Tusk is bad.
I think it's bad, yeah. Screamtail, bad.
Screamtail's bad.
Right on. Um,
It exists. I'm
yeah.
not sure why it exists.
I don't know how this is taken. If you like get hit for exactly 220 damage somehow, this seems pretty cool. Otherwise, pretty bad.
Yeah. Sandy Shocks is bad.
Sandy Shocks would be a good attack, in the early game, except you need 3 energy in play, which means that this is never
Yeah,
happening in the early game.
like to do 90 damage for 4 energy is just bad.
It's just in play.
Master Ball is.
Yeah, Master Ball
I
is
think I
bad.
still have my old black and white era Master Ball Ace spec
You
somewhere. I
should
could
sell it.
I could put that in a deck just for flexing points.
When Master Ball got revealed, all the Master Balls went up to like $50, $60 because someone bought
Jeez,
them all out.
why? It's not gonna be worth like we already have this card. It's just Ultra Ball.
It's so bad. Yeah, go ahead and sell your
Yeah,
Master Ball, and then rebuy it back when it's like $3.
yeah. Boltund is bad.
Bolton would be good if we just didn't lose. Oh, never mind. That's not how Pokemon works. I was like, Bolton
No.
VMAX might like it, but you don't evolve into Bolton VMAX or me personally.
Iron Hands is bad, Latias is bad, Behem is bad,
Okay,
Miraidon EX
Iron
is
Hands was the card
bad.
I was thinking of earlier when Iron Valiant came up. Um,
Yeah.
because they're both like in that similar role where they're a baby Pokemon that does a shit ton of damage. And I
Hmm.
think I would rather play Iron Hands, even if it does less damage, than the Valiant, because the condition on the Valiant is really hard to achieve. You really don't want to be playing
Yeah.
either of the supporters in this deck.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Um,
if you need a
I think
big beefy
Miraidon
boy,
EX is I think Miraidon EX is funny because it's just the opposite of Coraidon EX, the first attack. That's some nice theming.
yeah, and 160 that can be modified by other damage modifiers is really good. On top of that, 2 energy is really
Yeah,
cheap. You can charge this up so easily.
yeah. Anyway, do you want to talk about Totally Not Curum?
Yeah, they gave us actual Kyurem, except this Kyurem does
Yeah,
20 less damage in a bench, which like almost doesn't matter because their damage modifier is so much bigger.
yeah.
Um,
Like you do 10 less damage with both your attacks, but you're getting an extra 10 from each Iron Crown you have in play.
yeah. So like the big thing is that like maybe you attack like I guess it's like a good card into Lost Box, for example, because you can like hit
Mhm.
something with like Miraidon like into a Cramorant and maybe it lives, and then you follow up by using this Valiant to attack into that Cramorant plus another Pokemon, and the Iron Crown could come in later and take a knockout somewhere else. Because 50 plus 20 knocks out that 70 benchmark, which is pretty reasonable. I don't think I don't think this Valiant is as good as Kyurem was back in the day.
Yeah.
Um, it
Like, unfortunately, damage thresholds have scaled in such a way that this Valiant just doesn't do enough to the average thing.
yeah. On top of that, doing less damage is actually a little bit of a pity. For the bench snipe at
Yeah.
least. But like the bench snipe is just enough with the crown to like not be complete garbage. So I think the card,
You understand that Crown is only towards the active, right?
yeah. But I'm saying like let's just say they have let's just say they have the comfy on the bench. Use Iron Crown, do 50 to that comfy on the bench, and then uh this Valiant comes in later. It does 20 to it. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, why am I not just like switching into Valley EX and taking the kill that way? Never mind. Kyurem sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice that they went all out, but you're never gonna run this.
Yeah, I had a little bit of
It's
faith,
just
but after seeing the other
it's
options
just
that we
behind the
have,
times.
yeah,
And then Jugulus is bad.
woo, and that is temporal force or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Do we want to also call the promos bad while we're here, just for
no,
completion's sake?
fine. Flamigo.
Flamigo is bad.
Flamigo's the best card they've ever printed, alongside Time. I mean, Time draws you 4 cards guaranteed, because I don't know how to read
Yeah.
numbers on my opponent's cards. So if they put down a Pokemon, and it has, like, sextillion HP, like, how am I supposed to guess that?
So the real trick with time is you play it in Goldengo because that already runs a split between two gimme goals. So you
Yeah.
just declare gimme goal and it's a 50-50.
Wow, that's so cool. And then there's the cute Wooper and the cute Quagsire. There you go. Are you happy?
I love that Quagsire's attack. Pack is called Dredge Noggin. That's really fun.
Hopefully, this is not the second Quagsire in a row. That was a promo card that we do not get in English.
Just Drenched Noggin. It's they're just saving them all up for a special set of only Quagsires.
Truly.
Um, should we look at the secret rares because they're
No,
really good?
I need sleep. Oh,
All right.
alright. Thank you
Snom
guys
is
for
really cute.
watching.
That's about it.
Yeah, alright.